Hello, hello, hello. Check, check. Can you hear me? Does everything sound good? I assume so. It looks good on my end. But yeah, how's everyone doing? Hope you all are doing well. Sarah, thanks for stopping by. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But yeah, it is Thursday, September 26th, 5:47 p.m. Eastern time. I'm almost 20 minutes late now. I was hoping to not be that late. But hey, it's okay. It happens. But yeah, we're just doing the usual today, working on projects, working on learning processing. Sounds good. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. But yeah, here, I'll share my screen. We'll get into it. In here. Actually, let me remove that message. Oh, yeah, we're all good. Wrong cam. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go live on Instagram real quick, make sure that's working okay. Cool. We're live on Instagram, we're live on YouTube, and now we are live on Twitch. Awesome. Still have that issue with my name not popping up, but I found out Ecamm at least is aware of it and are working on it, so that's good. I might still email them, but they mentioned it in their last update that they fixed it, and they didn't. But at least they know it exists, I suppose. So yeah, here's our stream board from not yesterday. Unfortunately, I couldn't stream yesterday, but from the day before, which was it Tuesday? Did I stream Monday? Oh no, I did stream yesterday. It was Tuesday that I missed. Wow. I didn't think I got to stream yesterday, right? Yeah, I guess it was Tuesday I didn't stream. It's 25th, 23rd. So I meant I didn't stream the 24th. Wow, my sense of time is all kinds of messed up. We did stream yesterday, my bad. But anyways, we'll still paste our notes from yesterday into today. And yeah, let me see. I'm going to leave these notes here because we left off part of the way through this video. I'm going to delete, well, actually I'll leave it up for a quick second, but I'll start today's stream by recapping what we did yesterday. So we began the random numbers chapter and learned processing. So that's what we were working on yesterday and what we'll finish working on today. We'll definitely at least complete that chapter. Then we made an agenda for Thursday stream, which is today. We briefly looked at chapter 0, Randomness and the Nature of Code by Daniel Schiffman, just because it was relevant to today's topics. Again, we're working with random numbers. That chapter's on randomness. It felt right, and I was just kind of curious to take a peek at what the book covers and looks like. And yeah, it said it's good to have some experience with object-oriented programming for that chapter, so I decided it will definitely be good to at least complete that chapter before going into Godot. And it was kind of fun reading through the audiobook on stream too. I don't know if that's okay. I think it is. We've been working through the tutorials too, and we're definitely adding additional content. It's not about the book itself, it's more about the stream here. But yeah, anyways, so we might be working through that book on stream. We'll see as it gets closer, and then afterwards Godot. Or I just don't know if we'll work through the whole book or just chapter 0 on randomness. And then we will, we're still covering yesterday. And that was it. Yeah, that's what we did yesterday. So for today, here, let's copy and paste today's agenda to the left here. I'll say agenda for today's stream, September 26th. So we're reviewing what we completed yesterday on stream, which is what we just did. So we already did the first bullet point. Then again, complete random numbers and learn processing. And then there's an assignment at the end of the chapter, so we'll work through that. And then we'll begin the next chapter, conditionals, and then we'll make an agenda for tomorrow. So conditionals seems like a really important chapter he was emphasizing in the tutorial. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's what we'll be doing today. So here, let me open up the tutorial as always. Yeah, paste a link to that in chat. Go. Sarah, how was the chat latency today? I'm kind of curious if it was at least a little better today. So, we were at, in the video, 155. So let's go straight there. What? To sign in? Well, that was weird.
Learning.
That was very weird. Now I don't have to sign in, so I'll take it. Let me make it full screen so we can jump right into random numbers. Or halfway through, which was 155. There we go. Start here a little bit before.
Circle x equal to 100, or set circle x equal to the result of some type of mathematical expression. There is a way to do both of these in one line of code with certain kinds of function calls. At the moment, every single function call that I've shown you just performs an action.
No, I should have been
Set
paying
the
closer to
background
attention
color.
to chat.
Set the
Hold
fill
on.
color.
Pressed the wrong button. I should have been paying attention to chat because now we can't really test the delay. TBH, I'm not a good gauge because I'm using, like, when I use both my phone and TV. Got you. So the lag is extra sucky in this app. Yeah. Something weird about the mobile app. I heard that there was a thing in the mobile app where you can reduce the lag a bit, but yeah, I guess I don't know. I've had trouble finding that is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, no worries. Thanks for letting me know.
Draw a circle, draw a square. But some functions actually answer a question. And I think the most wonderful function that we could begin to demonstrate this concept is...
I was grabbing a drink of water. I haven't had water in a moment. So we left off, there is a way to combine these two lines of code into one line of code with certain kinds of function calls. Most functions ask questions, as we've learned so far, but some functions ask questions. So we gotta go back a bit in the video. I'm also airplaying to the TV because it's signed into your Twitch account. Oh, no, that's okay. You can still watch from my Twitch account. That won't mess things up. That's totally fine. Because then if you're typing chat from your phone, it'll still show up as you in the chat. But yeah, that's totally fine. Whatever you prefer. Just letting you know. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, go back a little bit in the video.
function random. Line of code.
Yeah, skip
With
the science too calm, too chill.
Kinds of function calls. At the moment, every single function call that I've shown you just performs an action. Set the background color, set the fill color, draw a circle, draw a square. But some functions actually answer a question. And I think the most wonderful function that we could begin to demonstrate this concept is the function random. The function...
Yeah, write that down. Sorry, I should have mentioned that I was putting my water down. That was bad timing, but hey, that's all right. All right. Let's say the best. Forgot I gotta unbold that. I'll say the best example of this is a function called random. I'm also gonna delete this note here about where we left off. Oh, as soon as I delete it, I accidentally click right at the beginning of the video. That is unfortunate. Wow, what timing? Here, let me go back a little.
Of code with function call that I've shown you just performs an action. Set.
Forgot the name. This is was it the 24th stream board, I think? We're almost at my 25th stream since I've started streaming again, so that's pretty cool. 25th stream board, September 26, 24. Yeah, that's right, 24th. Cool.
Background color. Set the fill color. Draw a circle. Draw a square. But some functions actually answer a question. And I think the most wonderful function that we could begin to demonstrate this concept is the function random. The function random in processing ends with a resulting value. It does.
I'll say the function random ends with a resulting value, and I'll say the function random in processing ends with a resulting value. There we go.
Perform an action. The action it performs is it picks a random number out of a hat, but it gives you that value back. The function itself evaluates to a random number, meaning we can take the result of the random function, but it gives you that value back. The function itself picks a random number out of value. It doesn't just perform an action. The action it performs is it picks a random number out of.
So the action it performs is pulling a random number.
But it gives you that value back.
And gives us that value back. I'm trying to think if there's another way I could word that to make more sense to future me. The action it performs is pulling a random number, gives us that value back. No, I guess I'll leave it just as the action it performs is pulling a random number.
Function itself
I understand that. What I'm trying to think is how I can further differentiate it from other functions we've learned so far in my head, but yeah.
Evaluates to a random number, meaning we can take the result of the random function and assign it to a variable.
This means that we can take the result of random and apply it to a variable, right? I think that's what I said.
The function itself evaluates to a random number, meaning we can take the result of the random function and assign it to a variable. Circle X equals random. Now, random also does require arguments.
Random does require arguments. Just writing that down real quick.
A random number, we need to specify the minimum value and the maximum value. What is the range of numbers?
I'll say we'll need to specify the minimum and maximum values that random will pull from. Now I'll put in parentheses the range.
Want. So for example, if I wanted a random X position anywhere in the window, I might say the minimum value is 0 and the maximum value is 640. So now I am both performing an assignment operation, I'm giving a new value to circle X, but I'm also getting that value not from a hard-coded number or a mathematical expression, but rather from the result of a function. The technical term for this is that this function returns a value. In fact, it returns a floating point number.
The technical term for this is that random returns a floating point value. You said returns, right?
function. The technical term for this is that this function returns a value.
There we go.
In fact, it returns a floating point number. The first thing that we might do with random and a sketch like this is, well, every time it runs, it does the exact same thing. But if I added something random, like give me a random X position, now every time I run the sketch, there it was kind of in the middle, there it's all the way to the left, run it again, oh, now it's more toward the right. But let's make a little bit more dynamic version of this. So I've got a sketch right here that draws a single rectangle in the middle.
You know what? This is a sketch that we should copy. I feel like when I copy his sketches, I understand them a lot better than just reading them. So here, let me write this all out. Wish the title would go away. What does this say? Float square size equals 100. Turn up the music a little bit for this part. Float line width equals 8. Skip that song as well. Void, so we'll start our first block of code with void setup, parentheses, open curly bracket, then it'll indent the code automatically. We're defining the size of the sketch, pixel by pixel, and then we're defining the background color as 0, which is black, and close curly bracket, because that's all we need for the setup. And then for the draw block of code, I don't know why I'm typing so weird. I had my arms like way stretched out and trying to reach my keyboard, and I was even thinking about it as being weird. But anyways, rectangle mode, rect mode, center, which means it's gonna draw a rectangle in the center. Stroke weight is the outline, so in this case it's blue. We'll make it line width. Oh yeah, because that's one of the variables we defined, which is 8 here. Then the color of the stroke of the outline is no red, no green, and all the way blue. Then the fill of the square, the color inside the square, is all the way green. And the shape itself, square, then the size 320 by 180. And then I forget what the third, oh no, it isn't, size by size. Here, I'm gonna finish up the code, then I'm gonna double check the reference for square, just because I'm curious what those 3 values are. I think it'll be helpful for me to revisit. X coordinate of the rectangle by default, Y coordinate, and extent, which is width and height of the rectangle by default. I'm having trouble remembering why the X and Y value, like which coordinate, which point is it talking about for the X and Y? Is it talking about the center? I think it's the top left. Oh yeah, let me read this here. Draws a square to the screen. Square is yes, it is the top left point. A square is a 4-sided shape with every angle at 90 degrees, and each side is the same length. By default, the first 2 parameters of the location, by default, the first 2 parameters set the location of the upper left-hand corner. That's it. Then the third sets the width and height. Got it. I wonder why that is, why they chose that mode of making a rectangle. Here, I'll put this in the chat too. But yeah, I'm not quite sure why they chose to write it this way. I'm sure they had a specific reason. The way these parameters are interpreted, however, may be changed with the rect mode function, which I think we have in our code here. Yes. Oh, so that instead of X and Y, showing the, X and Y indicating the coordinates of the top left-hand corner, it's telling the center of the square because of rect mode center. I remember now. Cool. Glad I revisited that. I definitely should keep doing that whenever I'm not sure about something happening in the code. I should always visit the reference like that. Cool. We got, as we predicted, this green and blue square right in the center.
Canvas. I have two variables, one for the size of the square and one for the width of the outline.
Let me save it in progress. 24th Stream sketch. Then today is 9-26-24. Cool.
The square. I'm calling it square size and line width. Those are my variables. How am I doing variable name wise? Pretty good, I think. So if I were to change square size to some random value between 50 and 150 and line width to some random value between say 4 and 16, now every time I run the sketch, I get a different size square.
Let me write that out myself. So equals random, what was it, 56, 150?
And a different thickness.
50, 150. Instead of 8, we have random 416. Semicolon, there we go. So if I stop this and start again, cool. Yeah, it does change every time. Cool, so everything's working as normal. I feel like it's better if we have this in the mouse pressed event rather than having to run the sketch every single time. But I think he mentions how to do that if I remember right.
For the outline. Demonstrating this by rerunning the sketch over and over again is kind of awkward.
There we go.
A nice trick
He agrees.
do is in mouse.
That's perfect. I didn't even remember that from yesterday. He was doing the mouse pressed event. Wow. I predicted the future. Even though I watched this yesterday, but hey, I didn't remember that. So here, let me start writing it myself. Mouse pressed.
I can put these lines of code in there. There's something that I've done that's really wrong though. Remember in our 3 steps about a variable? Declare a variable, initialize it, use the variable. Well, this is me declaring it. This is me initializing it. Here I'm using it. I do not want to redeclare it. Instead, I just want to use it. So I want to set the value of.
Oh, interesting. Let me delete that. And I'll say square size, and then just copy line width. But what I'm confused about is, why do we need to write out the equation twice in both when we initialize it and when we use it? That's what I'm a little bit curious about, and I'm not quite sure of right now.
Size and line weight to something new. Run the sketch. So something I forgot also, interestingly enough, is background is in setup. Put background in draw.
Oh, yeah, let me do that too. Will I have the same results though? Oh, no, it doesn't even let me run the sketch. That must be an update in processing. That's interesting. So here, let me put in draw. What? Return type for the method is missing. Oh, because it's still in setup. It's in setup and draw. This should work now. What? It's giving me the same error. Looks like it's about mouse pressed event. Yeah, I'm confused. Let me watch this video.
And now here's what I got. Every time.
Why is it working for him? What did I do? Turn type. I have no idea what that means. Every time I try to run the sketch, it highlights mouse pressed event, so I assume, yeah, it's something wrong there. Yeah, turn up the lo-fi for a bit while I try to figure it out. That song.
Something I forgot, also interestingly enough, is background is in setup. Sketch. So something I forgot, also interestingly enough, is background.
Kind of look through the code, see if I can figure out what it is that I messed up. Oh, I didn't put void. That's it. I did not signify that it's a block of code with void, which I'm not sure what else it does. So let's see if I run it now. Perfect, we fixed it. Awesome.
Is in setup.
And every time I click it, it changes the size of the square as well as the size of the outline. Just like that.
And draw. And now here's what I got. Every time I click the mouse, I get a different square. This might seem kind of basic, but if you had designed an entire house, you could actually vary the house randomly every time. Maybe the size of the building, the number of windows, where the door is positioned. These are things that you could do by having more variables and more calls to random. And I don't have to limit myself to picking the random numbers when I initialize the variable or in mouse pressed. I can actually take these lines of code and put them right inside of draw. It's a little jarring how much it's flickering, but what?
I don't think I need to write all this down because I feel like this part is really self-explanatory. I just think it was the first initial part that I was kind of struggling with.
I add some nice alpha to both the stroke and the fill.
Wait, I'm not sure what he did wrong. So here, let me copy and paste it and see if I can figure it out. Because that's a really good exercise. So yeah, so we had 10 for alpha. Then alpha here is, what was he gonna put?
Both the stroke and the fill.
Yeah, I don't know what went wrong with the sketch. I know he's just about to say it, but I wanted to see if I could figure it out myself. And yeah, I don't know. If that's too transparent. Oh, it's because background is in draw. And it should be in setup for this to work. That way it doesn't keep putting the background on top of the shape. I believe that's right. Yes, I figured it out. Okay, cool. I'm very glad I took the time to do it. That was very rewarding. Nice. Is it still changing though, or is it stuck? Or does it only change when I click the mouse? Hi, Zach. Who said hi? Let me see. Hi, thank you so much for joining. Zena, how are you? How's life? Thanks for stopping by again. We just made this little interactive drawing on the screen here. It was great catching your stream the other day too. It was a lot of fun seeing the carpet that you're working on. I'm excited to see the final pics of the installation. It looks great. Joey Bingle, welcome. 2 out of 3 doctors recommend to take the sturdy pill every morning. True. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joey. Joey Bingle, thanks for stopping by as always. How are you? Sorry. Yeah, I forgot you got this confused with the sturdy stream here. I'm gonna change the music real quick. That's too chill for everyone joining in at once. I'm good, prepping for my show this Saturday. I'm so excited. Awesome, congratulations. If you don't mind me asking, where's the show? Is this for the carpet, I assume? Joe in the chat. I'm good. Nothing new with me. Just continuing to work on these streams. trying to learn coding. I want to eventually build sculptures with weird little video games inside of them, so that's kind of why I've been learning coding on stream. But yeah, I've been enjoying it and things are good. I feel like my mental health has improved a lot since I started doing these streams, and I'm back to really kind of focusing on my art practice, so that feels great. I'm not looking at chat, my bad. No worries. No worries, no worries. JK, right stream. Thanks for the clarification. You know, I did think you were serious there. But anyways, hi Sarah, how's this chapter going? Good, good. You can see what we've made so far on the screen. I click the, every time I click the mouse, it adds layers to this drawing. So we're essentially learning about random numbers right now. That's the theme of today's chapter. And yesterday's, it went from yesterday into today. Thank you. It is the carpet. Awesome. In Newburgh, New York. Cool. Awesome. At Ann Street Gallery. Awesome. I'll check it out. Congrats again. I wish I was near there so I could stop by in person. If you ever show in Rhode Island, let me know. Happy to check it out. I only hesitated there because I'm also live on YouTube. I was like, do I want to say where I'm at there? But it's very easy to figure out the general state. So there we go. A nice to sick, very stirred. Thank you. It is very fun to keep clicking on. But anyways, yeah, and we're actually just about to finish this chapter up. So I think we're about to kind of make our own sketch, our own drawing with this code, because this isn't mine. This is just Daniel Schiffman's code here. I find it's been helpful copying along his code on stream, so I can just check it out, kind of see it from beginning to end and so on. Not just see it from beginning to end, but there's like a part where he messed up his code by accident, and then I got a chance to like figure out what went wrong, and that was really rewarding once I figured it out before watching his continuing the video. So anyways. How was work? It was good, you know, usual. Nothing new with me at work. I feel like outside of work, I'm mostly thinking about these streams, so that's been nice. And honestly, yeah, all around. That's cool. You did some debugging. Yes, exactly. That's dope. Thank you. Yes, finally debugging for the first time. I remember he talked about debugging in a earlier chapter too, because we learned how to print lines in the commands here, so we could see numbers. If a variable is increasing or decreasing, we can see what numbers each variable represents in the console. So stirred bugging, yes, you know it. That's what we're currently working on, what we're currently grinding towards. But yeah. Anyways, here, let me continue the video.
Why am I not seeing anything? I have the background in Draw. For this effect, where I'm trying to demonstrate the blending of all these random shapes, I need to draw the background just once in Setup. Just with adding some randomness, we've got a more dynamic...
Wait, sorry, I was distracted looking at a stream thing. What
to demonstrate the blending of all these random shapes, I need to draw the background just once in Setup. Just with adding...
I don't remember him. Oh, I'm so tired today. I didn't sleep great last night, so I'm so tired right now. But I don't remember him removing mouse pressed. So I guess he just put this at the beginning of Draw, and then it worked on its own. So here, let me do that. Because then we're actually making an animation rather than an interactive thing. There we go. Cool. We're starting to animate, making some colors move around. This time I'm not clicking the mouse at all.
Randomness, we've got a more
control it at least.
Dynamic pattern and shape. Let's look at another example. Here's an example that just draws one circle in the center of the window. First, another shortcut. If I have multiple variables I want to declare that are of the same data type, I don't have to say float x, float y. I can actually say float x, comma y. And here I divided x and y.
That's interesting. I should write that down. Here, let me stop this so it's not continuing to run. I'm also going to save it because it's been a while since I've saved that. But yeah, so he was going to say we can define, there it is. We can define multiple variables in the same line of code if they all use the same data type.
RGB up separately because one's for the position, one's for the color.
Is that required though, or is he just doing that because it's helpful?
I could actually put these all in one line of code.
There we go. I like when I ask the question and he answers it immediately after. That's always pretty fun about these strings.
So now I have 5 variables all declared at once. And then
how was work for you though? I forgot to ask Mr. Bengal. How was work for you today? Hope you're keeping it sturdy. Hope you're doing well.
in draw, I'm giving all of those variables a hard-coded number. So we have a white circle in one spot. But what
I don't understand is why would you want to use variables if they're just one number? Like, why wouldn't you want to just type it? I guess so you can use it over and over again, but there's only one shape here, just the one circle. So I don't know.
were to allow each of those to be random?
Oh, well, there we go. That's probably so you can do that. I guess, could you type that inside of fill? Like, can you have a function inside of a function? I don't know. Maybe that's why it needs the variable there.
Look at that. Every time through draw, a new circle is drawn at a random location with a random RGB value. Maybe I want to constrain the range of color a bit.
Here, actually, I should copy this one too. I wasn't sure how complicated it would get, but it did. So here. Actually, I should have named this 24th Stream Sketch 1. You know what? We'll just start a new one called 24th Stream Sketch 2. Find that naming them after the title of the stream will make it easy for me to go back to in the future. Anyways, how did he define this? Well, he did define them all in the same line. So X, Y, RGB, or ended up doing that rather. So float, which I think will make sense for my notes too. X, comma, Y, comma, R, comma, G, comma, B, semicolon. And then we're gonna set up the sketch 2. X equals 320. Y. Here, I'm gonna turn up the music for this section because I'll probably talk a little bit less here for a moment. I was doing the same thing just now where my keyboard was in a weird position. I was just typing like that for no reason. Wonder how often I do that. And then he's covering up the code here, so I'm gonna play for a second.
If I were to allow each of those to be random.
We're defining the color of the circle with RGB. It's the variables, red, green, blue, and then we're defining the coordinates of the top left point of the circle with X and Y, or I guess the center for a circle, I believe. I believe 25 is the diameter, if I'm correct. Here, actually, let me look that up just to confirm with myself. Yep, X coordinate, Y coordinate, so I assume the center here, and then width and height of the ellipse by default. All right, that makes sense. Because a circle has to be a circle. It's different than an ellipse, which I think works by diameter. Yep, the location of the center, I was right. The origin may be changed with the ellipse mode function. Got it, got it. Cool. But if I run the sketch, what went wrong? Oh, there shouldn't be a comma there. What happens? Oh, did I forget setup? How did I forget setup? I thought I said out loud that I was writing setup. Oh, I'm so tired right now. That's so funny I didn't do that. Hold on. So we'll set up the block of code right here. Set up the size of the sketch, which is 640. by 360. That was interesting that kind of defaulted to whatever size that was. Maybe it was 1 pixel. That'd be kind of funny if it was 1 pixel, but I don't think it was. I don't know what it defaults to for sketch size. So we got a little tiny little circle in the center there. So I'm gonna save it for now.
Look.
Yeah, all we have is the one white circle in the center here, but here we're going to add random 0,640 to all of these. I'm actually going to copy and paste that, so I can just type it over and over again and then change the value of the maximum value. So 640, 360, and then 255 for the colors. Oh, let's see. Yep. Nice, we made a little polka dot animation. That's fun. Got mesmerized looking at it for a second. It's fun to watch.
That every time through Draw, a new circle is drawn at a random location with a random RGB value. Maybe I want to constrain the range of color a bit more. At a minimum, the blue value will always be 150 and the red value will always be 100. And maybe the green value is always going to be very little, just between 0 and 50. Varying degrees of pinkish purple. I like that.
Pause it. There it is. I can't see the name, but I already know it's Joey Bingle on Instagram. Yep. Already knew it. Thanks for stopping by Instagram too. The confetti. Yeah, no, it does look like confetti. You're so right. Oh, it's really going on forever now. Here, let me add those minimum values. It's funny how just minimum values for red and blue completely change all of the colors. Oh, what? Oh, because he also moved the maximum of green to 50. There we go. Now it looks like his code, which makes sense. I was like, how does that work with green still being in the full range, in the full spectrum? But now this makes sense because it's very subdued with green here, mostly red and blue.
What if I add some alpha? Over time, the shapes are...
Oh, that's cool. So what did he put for alpha? 100?
I like that. Ooh, what if I add some alpha?
Yeah. And that was under fill, right. That makes sense. So again, alpha is transparency. We'll stop, we'll run. There we go. And now it starts to layer on top of one another, so it's pretty fun. The confetti keeps getting better.
Over time, the shapes are blending. It's a nice pointillist effect. Something else to mention is that while I said that the random function takes 2 arguments, a minimum and a maximum, if your minimum value is 0, you can actually give random just 1 argument. So,
Pog, is that still Joey Bingle on Instagram? Yes, that is still Mr. Bingle himself. I was like, who else would say Pog in my chat?
this can actually be written as random just 640, and it will assume some random number between 0 and 640. So back to the code, I can remove that.
Here, I actually got distracted.
Actually, and the random function takes 2 arguments, a minimum and a maximum. If your minimum value is 0, you can actually give random just 1 argument. So this can actually be written as random just 6.
I'll write that one down in my notes. Haven't been taking a lot of notes today, but I feel like everything's been straightforward, except for that. That I wouldn't have known. So I'll say, usually the random function. Actually, I already said the random function requires 2 arguments, minimum and maximum. So I'll just say, if the minimum, what was that called? This number? Arguments.
Just one argument.
Got it. The minimum argument of the random function is 0, then we only need 1 argument. The maximum value, that's because it'll default to 0 as the minimum value. I had to stare at it for a second, because there's one other thing I want to mention. Oh yeah, for example, I'll say random 0, 640, parentheses semicolon is equal to, or I'll say is the same as, just so I know it's not an equation, random 640.
This can actually be written as random just 640, and it will assume some random number between 0 and 640. So back to the code, I can remove that, this, and this here, and there we go. And while we're at it, I should probably...
Yeah, also remove that just to follow along. Any of them that don't have a minimum value.
Use the built-in variables width and height so that...
Also just notice today that when it's not saved, the little folder icon is very light, but if I hit save, then it becomes very bright, so that's kind of good to keep in the back of my mind. Cool. Just gonna stream for another 5 minutes or so, just trying to... How many minutes are there left in this chapter? Like 1. So yeah, we'll finish off this chapter and then we'll wrap up the stream and prepare for the next one.
Resize the sketch, it will always still spread the dots out all over it. So let's say x equals random width and y equals random height. Okay, hopefully you have so many ideas percolating in your head.
Actually.
So that if I resize the sketch, it will always still spread the dots out all.
Oh. With height. I'll say it's good practice to use the arguments width and height when determining coordinates with the random function. That way, if we change the size of the sketch, the shapes will automatically fill the entire sketch.
So let's say x equals random width and y equals random height. Okay, hopefully you have so many ideas percolating in your head, you just can't wait to add random all over your code. Maybe you're gonna make your own pointillist design like this, try other shapes besides just dots. What happens if you put random lines all over the sketch? Ooh, that's a nice idea. Could you make a random design, like my example of a new random house every time you run the sketch? You could also go back and explore that painting program, the one where
Go back just a little
like this
bit. I was kind of
to add random all over your code. Maybe you're gonna make your own pointillist design like this, try other shapes besides just dots. What happens if you put random lines all over?
Sorry I missed your message, Joe. I accidentally scrolled up in the chat. Not many still cling on to the ancient ways of Pog. You are right. Again, knew it was you as soon as you sent it. That'd be fun if Instagram had emotes like Twitch. Like if you type in Pog, you get like a weird Instagram version of Pog. Like imagine it was, what I'm imagining is like Android emojis, how they look a little different than Apple emojis. We get a little Instagram version of Pog.
Sketch. Ooh, that's a nice idea. Could you make a random design, like my example of a new random house? Other shapes besides just, you have so many ideas percolating in your head, you just can't wait to add random all over your code. Maybe you're gonna make your own pointillist design like this, try other shapes besides just dots. What happens if you put random lines all over the sketch? Ooh, that's a nice idea. Could you make a random design, like my example of a new random house every time you run the sketch? You could also go back and explore that painting program, the one where the dot smeared around based on moving the mouse. What if every time you click the mouse, you started painting with a new color? Or maybe there's some other way you could use.
Let me go back to where you started talking about this assignment, just so I can write down the.
You just can't wait to add random all over your code. Maybe you're gonna make your own in your head. You just can't. Okay, hopefully.
So 201.50. So I'm gonna leave it here for today. So move this down to here. Make that bold, that title. And yeah, I'm going to write down. So I'll change what we did today in just a moment, but I want to recap the agenda for, I don't know if I'll stream on Sunday. Hopefully I will, but I'll have the, what's the word I'm looking for? The positive estimate that I will stream on Monday. I'll say agenda for Sunday stream. Sorry, not Monday, Sunday. Also Monday too. What's Sunday? It's 2 days from now, which is the 29th. Wait, is it? Oh no, it's 3 days from now, my bad. Oops, forgot it was Thursday, not Friday. So we will be reviewing what we completed on stream. I'll say complete end of chapter assignment for random numbers and learn processing. I'll say assignment is read at 201.50. But I'll say his assignment I remember from yesterday, and as we were kind of watching already, is basically just to go into your old sketches or start a new one where you just utilize the random functions and any other techniques, terms that we've learned so far as well. And then we'll begin the next chapter, conditional. So yeah, that's what we'll do on Sunday. And then for what we did today, sorry, I was just making sure I wasn't forgetting anything else. Yeah, that is all to the assignment, so I won't play it again just because. Remember just to keep working on that, keep experimenting with random numbers, but in our own sketch rather than his. And then we recapped last stream. I'll say instead of began, we'll say completed the random numbers chapter and learn processing by the coding train. And then we made an agenda for Sunday stream, and that was it. Very simple today. We did not look at the code from randomness. That was from last time, so I'm just going to delete that. You're going to be stoked to learn when you learn conditionals. That's if-then statements. Got you. Yeah, no, how much do you remember a lot about that? Yeah, you already saw that's the next chapter we're about to learn, as well as slash and ear, as well as and... Wait, let me read that. As well as an ear. Oh no, Instagram just ended. You can't see me anymore, Joe. I'll say, let me type in the Instagram chat in case you're still there. Instagram still has a time limit for 1 hour. Still on Twitch. Hopefully that works. Maybe you can't see me anymore. Yeah, you already learned that Instagram just ended. Not my choice, but it automatically ends after an hour for some reason. If then or not else, conditionals are clean. Yeah, no, I remember at the end of this chapter too, he was really getting excited about conditionals for the next chapter too. He said that's like one of the most important parts of the whole tutorial, so I'm excited for it too. I'm glad that's funny that you're saying it now too, because Daniel Schiffman was already excited. Now you're excited. Now I'm excited too. So yeah, I think it'll be good stuff. As you're saying, conditionals are like. Notice another message coming. Gonna delete that because that was only relevant for yesterday. I move this over. I think this is it for my notes for today. Conditional, I like they unlock so much cool. Yeah, honestly, I cannot fathom how much they're going to unlock. So I'm excited to see what they do, what they unlock for me all around. Especially now that you're hyping it up, I'm getting excited myself. Cool. But yeah, we recap what we did today. We just completed random numbers. Sunday, I'm excited. We'll work on the assignments. So I'm excited for that. I feel like random, I also feel like unlocked a lot for me today. I feel like there's a lot that I'm going to use the random function for inside of processing. So I'm really excited to dive into it. It's like in a Zelda game. I'm excited to see what you say here. I picture it's Tears of the Kingdom specifically in like the building mechanics, but I'm curious what you're about to say. So then off stream, we're just gotta do the usual. I especially want to update my website. Maybe on Sunday I'll talk about the writing blog I want to start. Also from my YouTube channel, so yeah, maybe I'll talk about that next stream. I haven't talked about it yet on stream, but I think that'll be fun to talk about. But anyways, we'll wrap it up here. Conditionals are like getting the bow and the grapple shot and the slingshot and like a bigger ripper bag. That's like all at the same time. I was gonna say that's like every Zelda weapon. Rupee, bigger rupee bag. Got you. I don't know why I didn't second guess ripper. I know you meant rupee. But yeah, no, that's wicked funny. Literally again, all the mechanics at once. I'm excited. But cool. Yeah, thank you all for bearing with me. I was very exhausted, if you couldn't tell. This stream, I did not sleep well last night. About halfway through the stream, it started hitting me. It actually hit me right before you joined, Joe, and Zenab joins. So once you both joined, it like gave me some additional energy to keep on trucking through the stream. But yeah, thank you all for joining. Joe, Sarah, anyone else who's joined, thank you all so much. I hope it was nice to have on in the background, maybe as you're coming home from work, maybe whatever you're up to. If you're watching the VOD, I stream Mondays through Thursdays, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time for about an hour each day. Just working on these projects. If you want to join along, follow some code, learn how to code with me, and eventually work on art projects as well. We'll do a little bit of everything. And yeah, if Zach gets sturdy, then Joe hits a bingle, else no one is sturdy. Wow. Truer, more poetic words have never been spoken, Mr. Bingle. Great stream, bro. Talk soon. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, and appreciate the kind words as always. So you're always building my confidence with streaming, so I appreciate it. But yeah, here, I'm going to go raid someone over on Twitch. Sorry, I was just checking one thing. We're gonna go raid someone on Twitch, so stick around for the raid. And thank you all again for joining. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Also, thank you. I, just brought this out today. I'm gonna start wearing the white outfit more on stream. So thank you. Anyways, bye, everyone. Forgot to put that message on screen, but there it is. But thanks, everyone.